know how we connect. 3200 Magnolia was the address. Beaumont, Texas, had to do it like that. Wanna welcome everybody to the podcast. Plenty stories that we gotta explore. From the views of husbands, fathers, entrepreneurs, baby fathers and workers. I know this though for certain. You gon' laugh, have a good time till your side hurting. 3200, but you already know this. You know it. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Let's go. Intellectual, entertaining for show. 3200, let's go. 3200, but you already know this. You know it. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Let's go. Intellectual, entertaining for show. 3200, let's go. Hey, yeah, make sure that you turn it up. Get the talking, ain't no topic that we do not discuss. Yeah, everything and nothing at the same time. Good vibes, tune in, cause you know it's going down. 3200.
Man, feeling that, man. How y'all
Man,
doing?
I'm feeling that too, homie. Man, I was like, oh, up in here too.
I'm already bumping it in the ride, man. Bumping it in the ride.
Loving it. Oh man, welcome everybody. This is our first episode of 3200.
Yeah, so we want to welcome you all to our home, our places of where we grew up, everything how it went down between 2 parents and 6 kids. We want to welcome y'all to our world. Thank you for joining the 3200 podcast. Many more topics, many more conversations to come. We got my brothers here with me, and we got some special guests that we're going to come. So what else we got going on, Black?
Oh man, this is just the beginning, man. Hey, just make sure that you go ahead, subscribe, and like. This will be live on Facebook tonight. YouTube will be recorded and added on later. So make sure you go ahead, like, subscribe to everything. And then also, man, we're gonna be doing some. You know, if you got relationship problems, you got issues going on, send us a text, send us a DM, and we'll try to help you through your issue anonymously, of course. But we'll try to help you with it with some good advice and maybe a little bit of bad advice too. So we see how it goes. Yo, Leo, you want to tell them what the show's all about?
Well, the 3200 is the street and the block that we grew up on Magnolia. Like we said, it was my parents both married, grew up in a family with a mother and a father, which was very seldom on the block where we was from. But the good thing about this show is, although we're all brothers, you're getting different perspectives from the same house. So, you know, for my psychology majors, this is kind of like an experiment for you to look at and try to check out around here and see what's going down. How 4 people, really it was like 6 kids, so 6 crazy kids had crazy thoughts about the same thing in the house, and we just down to have a little bit of fun.
So tonight's show, man, we got a hot topic for tonight, man. I really don't know how this is going to go, man. Tonight's topic that we're talking about, do Black women feel protected by Black men? I'm not gonna lie, man. You know, we had the slap heard around the country, well, around the world here a couple of weeks ago, man. And there was one question, like one thing just kept popping up. People kept saying, like, "Hey, it's the first time a Black man has protected a Black woman in history." You know, so
They must don't know who. They must not know many pimps, man.
Yeah.
Picking Black women.
I ain't even gonna lie. I was offended as a Black man. I was offended as a Black man with a wife and a sister and daughters. That I was offended by it when I first heard it. So I'm just trying to get some clarification, and man, we're gonna talk about it, man, and see from our perspective, do Black women feel protected? So I ask you guys, man, have you ever had to protect your wife or your girlfriend or sister, niece?
Ooh.
Intentional or unintentional?
Either way.
Unintentionally I did. You know, Nisha had walked inside, Nisha, my wife, had walked inside a Subway, and this guy was talking kind of slick. I don't really, because it happened a couple of years back, so I don't remember what he said or whatever. But I was in the car again. I think actually I was on the phone with one of y'all, and I was finishing up my conversation. And so after I come out the car and I walk in Subway, Oh boy, Nisha didn't tell me nothing, but he was kind of like overly friendly with me. It was like, oh hey, they sure are taking a look. I was like, oh yeah, okay. You know what I mean? I didn't really get what was going down until we got back in the car, and then Nisha was like, yeah, he was talking slick before you walked in. And I was like, oh, okay. But but yeah, I guess inadvertently, yeah, I did. Yeah.
What about you, KD? I know that KD is our fight, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. KD used to fight
Yeah.
everybody. I know you got a story.
Oh man, I got plenty of stories. So first, let me just give a disclaimer. My internet right now, I'm about to box with. I'm about to pull the Will Smith out on my internet. So I'm just getting everything situated in the studio. And one of the things that I failed to do was like connect my hard line. And so right now is everything is Wi-Fi. So I had to like switch cameras and all this other stuff. But yes, on the fighting tip, I have had to fight. So one thing that I learned was it was the people that I was dating that I had to protect. Like y'all already know, I used to be out there, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
He about to will slap that computer.
hurry up, finish your story before you freeze up again.
No, for real, man. I just said it, and it's like, man. So, yeah, this I'm like really. I'm right now. I'm about to Will Smith this computer, like for real. Um, but I had to learn, man. It was the people that I was with or the people that I was dating that I had to protect because they were putting me in situations that I had to protect them. And what I learned from was just stop dating them type of people. The women that I was dating, and I found me a queen.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I had to cuss a pastor out, man. I had to cuss a pastor out, man.
Not
Man,
God's property.
yeah, man. We were it wasn't even my church, man. My wife was like visiting the church or whatever. And pastor, man, she came up to me and she's like, yo, he's saying some stuff I don't feel comfortable with. You know what I mean? He's like wanting to take me out for lunch and this and that. He wanted to take me out to lunch and this and that, man. And because he was a man of God, I had to calm myself down like a day. And then the next day, man, I gave him a call, man. I was like, I had a Will Smith moment. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, keep my wife's name. You know what I mean? I had to give the pastor the business, man. And if you know about Davida, man, I don't even get angry like that. But when I get that protection mode or
Hey
whatever, you
man,
know what I mean? Then I kind of wild out. You know what I'm saying?
try
But
Jesus, don't try me.
we got our youngest brother, Jonathan, the biggest boss, just popped up.
Yeah.
Hey, you got any stories, man, where you had to protect a
Oh
female in your
man.
family, your wife, whatever?
Come
You
on.
just got a baby girl, so you ain't protecting nothing from nothing but Gerber
Oh,
right now.
yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Now, I had to check a guy. He's not in this area, but he did message my wife at like, I'm not gonna put his name out there and nothing like that. I'm not that type of person. But he was sending her messages at like 1, 2 in the morning, just saying hello and stuff. So I hit him up, on in the DM. He was trying to hit. Oh no, no. We're gonna clear this up right now, partner. Yeah. So we handled it that way. We handled it the right way.
Yeah, that might have to be another topic there, man. That's like the crazy, like the disrespect on, what I mean, the status there, the disrespect when they had a ring on the finger. It was different back in the day, but that might be a whole other show, man, on disrespect to the ring.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
I mean, so from the topic, man, like from y'all perspective, man, what do y'all get out of that when you hear somebody say, black men ain't protecting black women, or do black women still protect our black men? I mean, what do y'all get from that, man?
Who you want to start?
Whoever, you can start it. You sound like you got something ready.
You know what? I'm going to start it off right. And I know Jonathan's like me, so you know we research the crap out of stuff. So I- let's get it started right. And let's let it be known. Black women are among the highest educated population in the world. Yet most of the time they are passed over, taken for granted, discredited, and hypersexualized. And I have to say, I think this question is more so not talking about in black spaces in with family. Um, do black women feel protected? This is in other spaces, and I really don't think they are. I think what they said about what was meant about what Will did was it was done at that level, you know, because it seems to me sometimes like if a black woman reach a certain level, she isn't protected by us, by the brothers. You know, she got it. She's a CEO. She's this and that, but that still doesn't mean that she's not a sister, not to be protected. And I understand sometimes people be like, oh, well, you know, you don't fight and stuff like that for 'em and stuff like that. Sometimes just standing behind her, like I told you about the subway. So I didn't say nothing to the guy, but I walked in there and I stood there, and that can back somebody down, you know. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
digress.
hear
I'll
what
let
you're
other
saying.
people comment.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I ain't gonna lie. I watched this whole hour-long TikTok video, bro, and the women like they asked them, "Do you feel protected?" And none of this stuff was on like a national or wide scale basis. A lot of it was like, nah, he didn't. You know, my car broke down, and not one black man in America stopped to help me with my car, or you know, what I mean, or hey, I was doing this, and you know, somebody was talking to me crazy. Not one black. All of it was like individual cases. You know what I mean? I understand, like on the bigger scope. You know what I mean? I believe on the bigger scope. Yeah, I believe like missing black women don't get the media as much as they should get. You know what I mean? You don't see
Yeah.
them in the miss. You know what I mean? And I believe other ways like national. Yes, there's more things that men can do, but with the understanding like, hey, every black man ain't got no black cape. Hey, I can't come and save you every time you in a little bit of trouble, man. I can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's your thoughts, John?
Well, I mean, it's so vast of a question, because you think about it as the black women in our community, how they're treated, and then you think about them in the business world. You think about even an old Tupac song, "White Man's World," which is talking about the black women. My thing that I picked up was just an old saying that Malcolm X has stated: the most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. And that's from May 1962, and it's still relevant till this day.
I have to
Um,
disagree.
huh?
I have to disagree.
I
I,
mean,
I,
I see it still relevant only because I mean, in our community, the most murders from black women are from us.
yeah,
That's stats.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's
but
domestic violence.
we date more black women than
yeah,
anybody in
yeah, yeah.
our community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just
Well,
saying that
I mean,
I think like I think it's the black gay is probably the black gay, the black trans, all of them. I think are probably the most hated because they're even hated by many blacks. You know what I mean? I think they have topped that level. There's been like what it was about a year or two ago. There might be more than that. You remember up there where you at in Dallas, uh, transvestite. Somebody was just going and murdering trans people,
yeah. But I mean,
and didn't get any news coverage at all. No
yeah.
national news, no nothing. It was pretty much ignored by our community, and then it was ignored by the gay community too. You know, nobody spoke up for it. You know, whether you agree or disagree with their lifestyle, you know what I mean, they're still, you know what I mean, they're still a person, and somebody's murdering for no reason. You know what I mean?
But look at it this way. You just stated that that community trumps the black women. You see what I'm saying? So it's always something trumping them and putting them at the bottom of the totem pole. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
You know, the gay community
So-
in Dallas, they got a whole strip.
Yeah.
So what was the question? Because I had stepped out and I switched to a different device. What was the question
Oh
again, Black?
no. Like we're just trying to figure out the basis of the whole question. Like where are they getting that from? You know, why do they feel like they're not protected?
Why do black women feel like they're not protected?
Yeah.
I would say in the past that was probably relevant because the black woman it was difficult for her to prove her worth to not only her home but also in the workplace. I would say that would be relevant back then, for the most part. I don't think that's relevant today because who's our vice president?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's so many caveats that what happened then, because of their struggle, because of them, because of their struggle, because what they've gone through, they have been, evolved. And I've never been a black woman, so a lot of what I'm saying is from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
I will say this though, what Malcolm X said was relevant to the campaign that he was leading at the time. Because remember, he was leading a campaign that was actually trying to recruit more women into his institution. But we all know it's a different setting if a black woman is pulled over versus a black man is pulled over. I mean, that's just what it is. What it is. If I get pulled over, there's a different harassment than when a black woman is pulled over. A black woman, we all know she's strong. She's a lioness. She's a queen. And so that automatically puts some men at like, you know what? I ain't even fit to deal with all this drama. I'm going to just let her be. I'm going to just let her move around. And so I think, in my opinion, I think the black woman is protected for the most part. I think the ones that may not be protected may put themselves in a situation that warrants needing protection, if that makes sense. Like Jada Pinkett, that issue with all her and Will Smith, she was not in a position to need protection. She was not physically harmed. She was not. There was no harm that was about to be brought onto her, and so that particular situation did not warrant any protection. I think anybody that needs any protection, they have to warrant if they put themselves in that predicament. And just based on my experiences and all the people that I've dated, whenever I've had to protect them, it's been because of the tongue. And they put themselves in a situation and me in a situation because I'm dating them to protect them. And, whether neither here or there, I had to step up to the call. But if I was, my wife now, Cece, she's never put me in a situation that I had to protect her, whether it be physically, whether it be indirectly. She's never put herself in a situation. Now, somebody may have said something, but again, we've never had come across the event that she needed protection.
Go ahead, Leo. You had something before I say what I got to say?
Oh yeah. I think we shouldn't get it mixed up. We had a black man that was president and he got called a monkey while he was out there. So let's not get it mixed up. And also, she's the vice president. She isn't the president. So,
Yeah. She's the vice
the
president.
same and I further disagree. The same things that was going on with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King is still here and still relevant. If you really listen to, let's not even look at them. Let's listen to some of the songs that was going on back then. You can still put that into America today.
So you still see Emmett Till happening today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Emmett Till?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
A guy just got
yeah.
got shot in his apartment.
In his own apartment.
A girl was just murdered. A young lady was just murdered in Chicago, left in a drainage area. This just happened like last week. They just found her body.
And there was a policeman.
Her family was
or the
looking
Klan.
for her huh?
And who committed these atrocities to these people?
We don't know yet. It's under investigation. But the police just shot up a guy in his apartment in Minnesota.
Yeah.
That just happened 2 weeks ago.
And so listen to what I'm saying when I ask this. I'm not saying that crime does not happen, but the atrocities that occurred when Martin was living, when Malcolm was his campaign, when Jesse Jackson, when everybody was marching in Selma. I'm not saying that those things are not relevant today, but I would say the frequency of them occurring has changed tremendously.
I want to say like I agree with some parts, KD, but I disagree on other parts. I think in certain like I said, I listened to that TikTok, man. These women were naming all kinds of stuff in which they didn't feel protected, and some of it is on us. You know what I mean? I ain't even gonna lie. It's some things that we as men we can do better. But in the same option, you know, we got to be told. I remember when Kira was just walking, man. I'm walking to the BX with Kira. You know, me and my wife got married at 19, so I'm like 19, 20. You know, I ain't know nothing about parenthood or whatever. But I was walking down. You know, you walk down the parking lot with your kid. I had her on the outside where the cars were coming. And I mean, everybody got hot and mad at me, like, why you got her on the outside? She could get hit by a car. You put on, you're like, yo, you know what I mean? I didn't know I wasn't protected, but now that you let me know in the manner that you let me know, I know now. So I think it's the same thing. Like, hey, women, you know, if you don't feel protected, you know, hey, let us know. Like, understand that, hey, if a guy didn't come and put air in your tire, or a guy did this to you, like some of this stuff is individual, you know, events.
Like, and so that goes back
blame
to
every black man for, you know what I mean? Some of these are individual. You can't blame every black man. Don't be angry at every black man because nobody stopped and helped you pick up a.
So let me ask you this: what's the definition of feel protected? Because I have a total different.
They cannot be defined by us. We all men. We all men. That has to be a woman.
Exactly.
Perspective of that. But it was another thing that I read, and I gotta put out. I'm gonna be putting out some key things, you know. But one of the things that I really read and I really like was somebody said, voicing our support for black women is necessary, but not sufficient. Amplifying their voices is necessary, but not sufficient. Chanting the mantra protect black women at all costs is necessary, but is not sufficient. And I think and like Isaac said, you know, and what he just said, I think a lot of things we feel, oh, I've done enough, but it's not enough. It's not enough.
So is Will Smith right in what he did?
You know what? I'm an old school Libra. Will Smith is a Libra, and I say yes. You know, I said yes. You know, I'm like, Chris Rock was not the first comedian who then got slapped on stage. Let's remember, Cat Williams got slapped off the stage by somebody. So let's just get it right. He's not the first comedian that it happened to. There's plenty of comedians who had issues and stuff. But I'm an old school Libra, man. I'm like, hey, the wife gave the look, the wife gave the go. Hey, bro, you know you got the joke. It's time to go.
It's already coming. It's already coming out.
Seriously, I'm not sure. I talked with a couple of y'all about this before. Seriously, Chris Rock had came after Jada a couple of years prior, and then number two, to me, it's like Will Smith was getting the award that night, so you didn't even have to say nothing about Jada. You could have made a joke about Will. I don't know Will and Chris relationship because I'm not at that level where I get to hang around people like that. So I don't know if backstage or somewhere else like that, Will and Chris had some issues. But I want you to notice one thing. Even after he slapped him, Chris was still about to say something, and that's when Will threw out there, keep my wife's name out your mouth. And Chris was still like, well, come on, man, come on. It was just a keep my wife's name out your mouth. So I don't know, but me myself, I'm like, hey, you know, a husband got to do what a husband got to do.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I totally disagree with it, man. I think.
Come on, man, you're a Libra.
I know I'm a Libra, but still,
Come on, man, you're a Libra.
I've also been a comedy show. We
You
all been in
old school
comedy shows,
Libra?
man. We went to
Yeah.
Chris Red. Chris Red talked about us for about 15 minutes.
Atheon, whatever his name was.
Yeah,
They made their whole comedy show about us.
Ain't none of us got up and slapped
Boy,
none of
Smith.
them dudes. You know what I mean? You go to the show.
He didn't say nothing about our mama though. He didn't say nothing about our mama.
If he'd have said something about my mama, I would have sat right there and laughed and drunk my Crown and Coke. You know what I'm saying? It's a show. I know when I go to a football game, I expect for a ball to be thrown. When I go to a comedy show, I expect some jokes to be thrown. When I go to a black comedy show and I sit on the front row, I expect some jokes to be thrown my way. You know what I'm saying? And they knew what to expect. It's the Oscars. Every comedian that go to Oscars make fun of it. Freaking the lady, I don't even know what name, the Amy Schumer. She just made fun of LeBron haircut moments before that moment. Ain't nobody standing up for LeBron. The ball guy coalition ain't standing up for LeBron, saying, hey, don't talk about, keep LeBron's name out your mouth. We ball too, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? What's the whole thing with Jada? For me, hold on, let me tell you. For me, there's different types of protection. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? If my wife is upset, like I can't, my wife has some childhood drama. And as much as I wish I could protect her in that moment, I was not there in that moment. I wish I could go. I can't go back, and go looking for these guys that mistreated her back in the day and go slapping them around. No, she don't need that type of protection right now. At that moment, she needs me to be with her spiritually. She needs me to be with her mentally. She needs that type of protection. At that moment, for me, Jada was not asking for Will to go and slap her. Hey, yeah, it hurt her feelings. Hey, I need you emotionally. I need you to emotionally protect me. Hold me, console me, do something else, but I don't need you.
Oh, that bite.
And Jada done already said it. She done already came back out and said, hey, I'm a strong woman. I did not need him to do that. You know what I'm saying? He did what he felt she should do instead of communicating with her and finding out. You know what I mean? There's different types of like I said, there's different types of protection. It ain't just the whole physical thing. There's different stuff that women are asking us to do, but we got to step up to the plate and we got to read the signs. If they're not telling us, then we got to, we got to communicate it with them and protect them in that manner.
She didn't say which way to go. She gave the eyes.
She gave the eyes, but she came back. I mean, she made him look like a fool back after. You know what I mean? It's already come out.
And so let me jump on this real quick. All right. So like Isaac said, there are different types of protection, right? So that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. I think he had a chivalrous moment that he did not take advantage of, because I'm looking at how I would have reacted, right? And I don't care what sign you are. That's, in my opinion, all that's foolery, and that's another show. But what if he would have stood up, got down, and kneeled beside her and just made sure she was okay while the show going on? The cameras would have been on him, and he would have been the hero, right? That's still protecting her. That is still protecting her. He is taking a moment and saying, you know what? I don't care what the world is going on, because you are my world, and I'm going to put my focus on you. I've been in those positions that my wife was, she wasn't attacked anything, but life happened for us. And my decision was, look, I don't care what's going on around me. I'm going to get off this stage and I'm going to check on my wife. And what that did was it put us at a closer connection, letting her know, one, there is nothing before you. I don't care what the world, because it's going to be times that Jada Pinkett is not going to have Will Smith next to her. It's going to be opportunity. All he did was just put himself in a position that hurt his relationship with people and put a bad name, it dropped his stock. So I think personally, again, we weren't in the situation. I think personally, he missed a chivalrous opportunity. He missed an opportunity to be a hero. And so if all that he said and she gave him the look, I think the look was probably given because he was laughing. It was funny. It was funny to me.
Come on, let Jonathan in. Come on in, Jonathan.
I want to add too.
Well, I wasn't finished, but yeah, go ahead.
I want to add too. Coach Jonathan coming in. I'm jumping in here. But we're not just, physically and emotionally and all of that, spiritually or whatever it is. We also financially responsible. We're supposed to protect our wives financially also. So in that moment, Will Smith is rich. It hurt his pockets. Now Netflix deals and all this stuff, it's gonna hurt his pockets, but he's still gonna be rich. But me, you, for us four, if we go out there slapping people around, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
we going to jail.
We going to jail. And
We
then
going to jail.
that's gonna mess up all types of
And I'm gonna
protection
need
for our
all the bail money we can to get Leo out of jail because he gonna go around slapping.
Hey,
Hey,
So when you slap people, Leo, you just call us and tell we're gonna bail you out. We'll get you out
hey,
twice.
put
The
it on my
third time is on
commissary,
you.
man. Put it on my commissary.
my bad, Josh. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Nah,
you,
it's
bro.
all good. It's all good.
Go ahead.
So, you know, it was just one of those moments. I feel like what it was, Will been holding so much stuff emotionally on the inside from the entanglement stuff that he was tired of it. So then
So
he
you
been
saying
doing this
Jada is
Bel.
toxic?
So then he been doing that Bel Air show. So you know that he been going back to West Philly, you know, eating them Philly cheesesteaks, and he just had to slap a dude, you know. He been listening to Meat Mills and Freeway.
That's how
probably
it
what
was.
it was.
If it was on the block like that. That's
But
how
listen
I'm
to what
saying
you
it. It was on
said.
the block.
Yeah, he's probably listening to some meat.
But at the end of the day, the way he should have handled it, he should have walked up on the stage. He should have said, "Keep my," what he said loud to his ear. Walk back with a little grin on his face and hug his wife or whatever. And that's how he should have handled it. But I mean, he's a human being at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He's a human being. And when it comes to and when you were talking about earlier about protection with women, it just depends on what woman it is. See, a woman just wants you to protect their vulnerabilities, just like a man. Where I'm vulnerable at, the most vulnerable at, that's the voids that she wants you to feel. So it could be financially, it could be emotionally. You have women that's been abused, raped, stuff like that. It could be situations like that. I have a lot of young ladies I drive around that they don't get really drunk unless I'm driving them. You get what I'm saying? Because they know I'm gonna take care. They know I'm gonna watch them. So it's those. It just matters on where they're most vulnerable. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't get really drunk unless Isaac watching me.
Oh yeah, I always.
Roll Tide.
Usually when you get drunk, I'm getting drunk, so I don't know how we watching each other.
I'm probably around watching both of y'all.
Yeah, we get one of them sober guys watch. Nah, I mean somebody else. Jonathan, your wife made a comment talking about Chris.
Yeah,
talking about
Quinn has said.
But I really, me personally, I don't think the relationship was as bad as you think it is. Y'all forgot that Will produced the show that Chris' brother Tony Rock was in. So I don't think the relationship was as bad or whatever. It is what it is. I mean, it's a comedian. You can only take comedians, what I mean, so much serious, you know what I mean? I think we'll move on, man. I say, are black men, do y'all feel like black men are protected by, we've been asking what the women's thought is. We've been talking about the women. Do y'all think that black men feel like we're protected by black women?
Heck yeah. All day and day. All day and day. All day and day. A black woman will stand by you doing all kinds of wrong and everything else and still be right there. And that's been ever.
Leo, you're limited on answering this question because you've been married forever. Talk to some of us that been like with different.
You know what? Let's take. You didn't mention it, but we're gonna mention it now. Let's take this Megan Thee Stallion thing.
Yeah.
When it happened, Megan didn't say nothing, and that was her thing.
Read
she
the
was
comments.
just like,
"Oh yeah."
What the comments say? I ain't on there.
Ebony says Will was feeling the pain at the gas pump and had to slap somebody. Anybody.
Everyone's tired of paying this gas.
I was feeling that thing. But back
Somebody
to Megan.
gonna take me off one more year.
But back to Megan. Megan didn't say nothing and wasn't saying nothing to law enforcement because she was scared of what they might do to him in that situation. And until everybody started blasting her, I mean, you got to think of it. you are unarmed and got shot twice, and these people are coming at you like you're in the wrong. You're the victim. You're the one that got shot. And really, until Bun B stepped up and was like, this girl from our city, she from the town. We should be protecting her and putting our arms
Yeah.
around her and telling her we support her and everything. That's when things kind of changed a little bit. But you still had people who was throwing her, and they still throwing her in the dirt.
Shout out
behind
Bun B.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, most people throwing that in the dirt because of profession.
Yeah. Shout out Megan's Pinky Toe.
It's my pinky toe. Harlem Nights. She didn't learn
Y'all wrong.
She didn't learn from Quick.
Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong.
Y'all
wrong.
dirty.
Y'all are dirty.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm not laughing at that.
But what do you mean her profession?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, some people.
That's-
So some people
Hey.
feel like it's okay to disrespect a stripper. It's okay to disrespect a prostitute. It's okay because that's their means of financial gain or whatever. I don't think it's at any way, shape, form, or fashion it's okay to disrespect anybody. Because if you look at it that way, now you're saying people that's rich like Will Smith can walk on stage and be okay with slapping people without any repercussions. And so going back to the issues that we were talking about earlier, that's part of the caveat that I was discussing. You got people that is living on Thomas Road that make good money, that live down the street from a judge, right? If they were in that situation that Megan was in, along with everyone else, it wouldn't have gone that way, right? So I agree to a particular content in regards to how we are treated. That goes back to when I was saying the stop that a man will have, a black man being stopped by the policeman, is different for anybody else in the world. It's different than anybody else in the world. Now, I will say this: the most responsible are black women. Black women are probably the most responsible creatures out there because they don't like repercussions. Well, the majority of black women don't like repercussions of issues and trouble. If you look at statistics on the amount of tickets that are given out, black women and white women are the less individuals to get tickets. While black men, we be out there driving fast with guns in the car, a pound of this, a key of this, and all kinds of other stuff in our car. And but
Gang, gang. Gang, gang.
so I was going to add to what Jonathan was saying about he should have walked up there. And I don't want to harp on the situation. If you were in the situation, and I'm asking my brothers, right? Because we're talking about how a woman would think. But Leo, you've already stated that Nisha indirectly had you protect her without you knowing, correct?
Yeah, she didn't have to say nothing, but sure. Yeah, we'll go there.
Indirectly.
Yeah.
Indirectly, you protected her. It did not result in anyone being harmed, correct?
Yeah, but if she would have said something or what I would have walked in there, it would have been a Will slap. It would have been the episode. But that's just how I am. That's just how I am. You
I'm
know,
the fighter.
all three of y'all have the one thing that I don't have. Y'all have daughters.
Yeah.
I only have sons.
Yeah.
So for me, that one thing, that's her. And I'm sure y'all done seen me with family. I come after family. You don't disrespect her. She is me. Half of me is her. When you go in on her, you going in on me. So yes, it would have been worse than a will. It would have been a handcuff situation. That's just straight up.
But the thing is,
And
Katie,
saying what you saying, it probably didn't have to go that way. But I tell you what, him and everybody else in that subway would have knew and understood who to talk to.
but
listen
all
to what
our
you
women
said.
know us.
But you're agreeing with what I'm saying. She did not put you in a situation that you had to because she handled it before you got there. Or it was handled or it was understood. There was something, a gesture, a word, or something that was said to the offender before you even got there, so you didn't have to, right?
His presence.
His presence, whatever it may be, right? Jonathan, you said earlier, about the people that put themselves in a position to be, protected or unprotected. I know for a fact there have been times that I've had to protect somebody because they put themselves in a position, right? Whether it be their fault or someone else's fault, they put themselves in a position, and now they put me in a position. If anybody know, y'all already know, I like using these things right here. Like for real, Leo, you already know from Martin Elementary, man. I got beat up by two twins because of Leo. I thought it was one person, but I was getting beat up by two of them. They was coming from the left, right, kept
I
sticking
don't
me in
even
my
know how
eye.
that started.
But what I'm saying is, I totally agree with you, Leo. It's like me too. Like I don't see CC putting me in a situation that I'll
But
have to
but
be physical.
but I think the
Let me,
vernacular is a little different because it's not that I feel like these people are putting themselves in situations. Sometimes people is not. Nisha didn't put herself in that situation.
No, but
She
she's
didn't say
protected
nothing
you
to that
from.
guy. She didn't say nothing to that guy. That guy put himself in a situation that
Yeah,
could have been bad
but
for
I'm
him.
saying I'm talking about putting you in a situation to protect her.
Hey,
She know you. She know what you're capable of. She know you ignorant. So before you came through the door at Family
hey man,
Dollar, she was like, "You better leave me alone because my husband kind of
I'm
crazy.
the
And he probably got."
nicest guy
What
you want to meet from
what
Beaumont,
KD
Texas.
is trying to say is if you're put in a situation, your woman knows who you are and how you're gonna react before you react.
Exactly.
So she might not tell you until you drive off 5, 10 miles away and say, "Oh yeah, the dude in Subway was doing this, that, and the other."
Hey, Isaac, real
yeah,
quick. Remember
yeah.
Rafiki?
Real quick. Go ahead. Remember the what?
Yeah,
Rafiki.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
That's the name we're gonna use.
yeah.
Go,
If
yeah.
that was Rafiki in the situation that Nisha was in, do you think it would have been physical for me?
Nah, she probably would have fought him.
And we all up in there fighting. What we fighting
Nah.
for? He told me I
But
had
she
a
would have
string
put
in
you.
my hair.
Yeah,
But that
but
goes
real
back
quick though,
to what you
back
were
on
saying.
the
She put you in that
Yeah.
situation.
yeah,
Right.
back on the men still protect. Like Leo, I somewhat agree with you to a certain point. Like national level, like I said, we look at the national level. The women are doing it. They're usually starting these movements. They're usually organizing these marches. They're usually doing, they're doing the big things nationally. But what I see at a lower level, sometimes for me, I don't feel like like they are protecting black men sometimes. And what I'm looking at, this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at like most of the stereotypes that are out there about black men, especially black fathers. Where do they originate from? You know, they originate from a black woman most of the time. Hey, he's a no good father. He's not a good N word or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever they're saying.
Let's Izzy.
Izzy what?
Yes, Izzy. You know, just because that dude your boy Izzy, would you want to be his child? You look at this dude. You know what I mean? Put yourself in this child's seat. You know that dude that told his kid that Saturday he was gonna pick that kid up and bring him to the zoo. He out there with you at the strip club.
but
Is
but
he
but
really that dude? I mean, I understand they are
no,
angry.
no,
They're
no, 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 no.
angry.
But look. This is what I'm looking at, though. But this is just like I was talking about at the beginning. That's an individual case that they put on all black men. That
Oh
they
yeah.
wrote on
Yes.
all black men. This is an
Yes.
individual case. Just the
I,
same
under,
thing. This
I understand
just
that.
I
because you
got
slept with a
kids,
no
man. I
good
can
dude.
speak on this. Don't even talk
Yeah, just
about
because you
child
slept with a
support.
no good
Ooh.
dude means that all black men are bad. Hey, right now I'm on we on this call with 4 black fathers. You know what I mean? And you're saying every black dude is no good.
Oh no, that ain't what I said. I said, is that person is what she's saying? Is some of the stuff true? And that's the way. And
Okay.
I understand too. There are also angry women out there. I get it. I see it. There are angry men out there. I get it. I see it. I understand it. But it's not. You got to stand up and be yourself. You got to stand up and be that dude. Who's that dude? I don't care about what. And then maybe it's just me. I don't care about what that dude do with his kids and how he do his kids. It's how you do your kids and where you are with your
Yeah,
kid that
yeah.
day and how
But
you are. So
but
I don't care whenever
if you starting to race
angry
behind,
woman.
if you starting to race behind,
whenever an angry woman is coming with her angry talk, I'll be like, "Oh, that's pretty messed up." Got zero to do with me and how I handle my kids.
All right, so let's talk to the professional here on
Yeah,
angry
yeah,
black women.
I understand, but like I was saying before,
Can I chime in? Can I chime? All right, so check this out. So I see both sides.
I was
I
just gonna
see the
say,
angry black
I just
woman.
want to say before. Okay.
Go ahead. Isaac keep Isaac
Yeah.
doing what I was doing.
Put it in the chat.
We can laugh at him because he froze right now. He don't see it. Y'all probably laughed at me when I was
Go ahead,
froze. That ain't
Kadarius.
funny.
Go ahead.
Be laughing
Go
at
ahead,
my brother.
KD. Just go ahead.
Go
So
ahead.
what I was saying was,
Nah.
I see both sides. I see the angry black woman. I see the woman that it's valid. The father is not there. It all starts with what made you confident enough that you think it was okay to open your legs up to that type of person. Because if it was no good before you had the child, you opened yourself up, and now you have a child with a no good person. So the complaints that you have are valid, but you didn't wait till he was mature to do that. And I'm a living witness. I'm a living witness. I know without a shadow of a doubt that in my earlier days of life, I was not mature. But my maturity has nothing to do with my fatherhood. Those are two separate things. And so if me and you didn't get along, that's cool. But don't choose for me not to be able to get along with my kids. And that choice is taken from a lot of black men. Because a lot of black men, the choice for them to be good fathers is taken away because there are some women that have chosen for them to be a father or for them to be, a deadbeat daddy, a DBD, right?
Yeah.
So I've
But
seen both sides.
yeah, I'm just gonna say that before my internet started acting up. Yeah, but culturally, like black men aren't the only baby fathers out there. You know what I'm saying? Black men aren't the but you don't hear from any other culture other than black culture where the women are put down being as bad.
Because of black culture, we put our stuff in the street.
Yeah,
Just like I just did.
and
We
we
put our
elevate.
dirt
How
in
is
the
that? How is
street,
that
and we
protect-
elevate.
How is that protecting us though? I mean, that's what we talk. We talk about protection. How is that protecting black men by putting all your business out in the street?
I mean, it's a dual-edged sword.
Because, yeah. Go
You
ahead,
know?
Jonathan.
It's a dual-edged sword. So we are the most elaborate people on this earth. That's why everyone follows us in our trends. So if you're doing great, we gonna put you on a pedestal. But if you're a deadbeat, hey, you gonna be under the dirt, boy. They gonna put you in the dirt. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's our culture.
Oh,
Put you out
man.
there, whether you good or bad, we throwing you out there.
I mean, you take any industry from rap to preaching to anything. Oh yeah, that service wasn't that great today. I don't know what I guess he stayed up all night or something because he was off today. You know how it is.
Yeah.
This Easter Sunday sure wasn't as good as last Easter Sunday. I don't know what happened. You know how it is.
Once a year. You only coming once a year.
Look, he wore the same suit he wore last year. You know how it is.
You know what? I think what it comes with is
doesn't mean that it's right.
Nah,
I think we don't have a level of shame that some other ethnicities like. Our level of shame is like we don't care what other people think, but at the same time we do care what other people think because we're being hurt and abused by what our own words, and at the same time like the Black Lives Matter platform. You had some people on the fence with Black Lives Matter because Black Lives does matter. And there's a lot that's happening to us. But then you had another group of blacks that were saying, yeah, but we killing ourselves. Yeah, but that ain't the subject. Yeah, but we still killing ourselves. Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about police brutality. Yeah, but we're still killing ourselves. So, like Jonathan said earlier, it's the double-edged sword. It's like we're the most influential culture there is in the world. If you visit China right now, you see people trying to rap, they're kicking their hair up, they're doing certain things because our culture influences the world. Hip hop, Our fashion, everything we do influences jazz. Everything we do influences the world. At the same time, we have just some issues with shame. That's just my opinion. Some issues with shame. There's a level of shame, like I don't care what nobody thinks, but then you really do care what people think. So you put it on social media, and I just blasted myself. So I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't have a level. I just put my business like you can find out on social media. You'll find out by my baby mom. You'll find out by my ex-wife. You'll find out. I don't care. But still, I am who I am. I love God, and if you don't love me, love Jesus. Try Jesus. Don't try me. That's how.
So to wrap it up, close it off, man. We got a few minutes left, man. We talked about a lot of stuff here, man, but we don't want to leave the show with just complaining and just talking about stuff, man. We want to talk about solutions also. So, we're supposed to have a female on the show today to kind of give us the female perspective, so we have better understanding and some things fell through or whatever.
She with her baby daddy.
But just for other black men out there, like us as black men, the women have brought up the case, right? They're saying that, hey, we don't feel protected. Like, what are some things we could do to make them feel better protected as black men on whatever level it is the changing, if you're driving and you see a black woman with a flat tire, stop and help every black woman fix their tire, whatever it may be on either level, national or smaller level. Like what can we do?
Who we starting with? Who's first? I guess me. All right then.
I don't even know why you asked. Just talk.
It's Leroy
You're
Jenkins.
choking on water.
All right. I think as black men, when the women have the floor, we shut up. We get loud when we see some messed up stuff in our backyards, and we support. We support. We don't, and also, man. I think man up. Don't be in your feelings. If a woman if you got that angry woman talking her angry talk, like I said, it don't faze me, because you not, nothing you saying is true about me or true about what I do or who I am. So you keep on that road. You keep supporting. You keep helping. The car thing, that's a whole nother issue, man. That's, like you said, that's individual stuff and everything else. I'm not going to pull over and stop and help somebody if I see you on a cell phone, because I think you calling for help. You already got help. Yeah, you already got help coming on. So next person, go ahead.
I'll go there. I'll give KD and Jonathan a little bit more time to think about it. For me, I think as men, we've got to check ourselves. We got to check each other. Like one of the things, so I watched that hour-long TikTok and watching all the women complain. Like, one of the things was like, hey, I was surrounded by men and they was just whatever, or the man was hitting on me and he with his friend and his friend didn't say anything when I was uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, we can't be quiet at those times. You know what I mean? If your friend is doing something, even like, especially like we husbands, you know what I mean? If you out with other husbands, you know what I mean? And you see them, because that's a protection too, man. Like protecting their household, protecting whatever. You see them messing up, man, and we got to step up and let them like, wait, bro. You know what I mean? Hey, protect your family, protect your heart, protect your kids, protect that child support coming out your check. You know what I mean?
Amen.
But I think just checking each other, man. When you see another man disrespecting a woman in any kind of manner, through the vows, through words, through whatever it may be, step up and let them know, like, hey, this ain't what it is. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to not check that person. Go ahead, biggest boss or KD, what you got?
I'll let Jonathan go. I'll go later.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you just I'll just say, start in the house with your spouse or girlfriend, whatever she may be, and just show her love. A lot of women, a lot of kids, like we were talking about on the trailer, they come out of households with not both parents. So a lot of the women don't know, and I feel like that's another topic we could talk about. They never really saw a father figure. So how can you really fully respect a husband if you really never seen a father figure, what a father really supposed to do. You know, in certain situations where a father, you know, has that authority even in the household with the children, and they never saw that their whole life. So just, you know, and we can't be intimidated by, you know, our black women as well. You know, help them grow and you grow with them as well. You know, help them to grow with you. You know, if you just a deadbeat lazy guy, I mean, and that woman is a go-getter, then you might want to check out and find a lazy female because she's gonna surpass you. So you can't be mad, you can't be intimidated. So continue to love them, continue to build them up, you know, and it should, you know, help out.
Hey, also, national level, man. Hey, make sure we missing black women is a serious thing, man. They don't get enough media. There's hundreds of thousands of black women missing right now that's not getting any kind of coverage or any type of attention. Let's make sure anytime you see one pop up on your screen, make sure you share it, do what you can, keep an eye out, do searches or whatever, man. Let's protect women on a national level, man. Let's make that big, man. That's something that's been for years now. For years, has been a huge issue that we continue to ignore. My bad, KJ. I just want to make sure to put that point out there.
Yeah. So everything we said so far, and I don't want people to think our jovial mindset and comments are a summation of who we are, because things can change at a moment's time. That we may have to be physical with somebody and protect our wives. So, and all fun and games aside,
Hold on, that sounds like something like you get your little message ready for the courthouse just in case.
no, I'm just
Public service announcement.
I'm Leo Mouton's son. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted.
It's my daddy.
Yeah. So
Go ahead, my bad.
no, but for me, what I do to help protect, I always tell my wife, I always tell CC, I'm gonna protect you spiritually, I'm gonna protect you mentally, and I'm going to protect you from poverty. And so whatever that looks like, whenever it needs to be applied. And if I feel that, or if she feels that I am not protecting her in that aspect, because oftentimes a lie can be unprotection. Um, not doing what I said I was going to do, that can be unprotection. Saying I was going to be somewhere that I'm not there, that's unprotection. And I mean, we're all married. We have the luxury of having some awesome, some awesome wives. There are some men out there that don't have that luxury. And so while we're talking about protecting them, we got to make sure first we know that you're with somebody. I'm not going to say that's not worth protecting, but you know them. I would say the first step is know who you're with. Know who you're with. Uh, Take the time to build a connection with that person and put you at an advantage to know them inside and out before you connect with them on that level. And then from that point, after you know who they are, then you'll know when you'll have to protect them. I'm sure right now, if Nisha just comes to the door and just looks at Leo a certain way, no words can be said, but the communication was there and something was come across, and he's okay. I know what I got to do. And same way with Ebony and Isaac, and same day with Quint, right? You just gonna get up. That's what it is. And so that's because you've communicated with her so many times, so many different ways that you know each other. And that's just, in my opinion, know who you with. Like, if you know who you with, man, you win in the long run. And there ain't nothing in the world that's gonna stop me from protecting my wife at all. At all. So
Man, that is our show, man. How y'all feel about that?
Hey, Blue.
we know, we already knew Leo was crazy. So
It was good, man. Hey, Black.
Yeah.
Hey, Black. Another thing I wanted to express was I was looking at a couple of studies, and one of the things that it hit about the black people was that only 63%. Well, a study showed that 63% of black people believe that mental health conditions is a sign of personal weakness. So, hey, you got issues, seek counseling. Also, as you said, protect the Black women. Just in 2020, it was a stat that at least 4 Black women and girls were murdered per day in the U.S., according by the FBI. So that, we got to keep that up. And then it was another study showing that 78% of Black women 18 to 34 don't feel safe in America.
I don't feel safe in America.
Do you have the stat for Black men?
I did. Hold on.
No, I'm being serious. I'm being serious.
No, hold on.
And
the reason I'm asking is because.
Go ahead, Katie.
No, yeah, the reason I'm asking is because that is an astounding stat. And so I want to know if Black men feel this way. And we're brash. So a lot of times, even filling out that survey, are we actually being honest?
We won't. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. That's the thing.
Like, no, I feel protected, bro. What's up, cuz? Right? You know what I'm saying?
My thing there, and it'd be the closing remarks, is just like, even when these subjects pop up like this, in a way, I feel like just because conversations that start and the animosity it creates, I believe, like, it's a thing to separate us. You know what I mean? You separate the man from the woman, you give them something to argue about. When we try to build up our whole culture and try to put everybody together. So I would say that equally Black men could do better for black women. So Black men do better. Black women, hey, you're not perfect, man. There's some things that you could do better also. So we all should be looking at those ways in which we all could be just better humans all together and help each other. So with that is the end of this show, man. We'll catch you next week.
Nah, we could have finished this now, man. Leo, what you talking about, cuz? What's up, cuz?
Make sure you go ahead, subscribe, like, catch us on YouTube, share this content, man.
Throw up that Magnolia. Throw up that Magnolia.
Good night. Y'all be safe.
3,200, baby. Magnolia, baby. You know what I'm saying?